Hi guys, O'Neill Williams again, and this is Abroad in Kenya. And today I'm bringing you inside my home as I record another installment. Today I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about who I am and why did I come to Kenya and some of the issues I've been going through while I'm here. First of all, why did I come to Kenya? Of all places in the world, I could have gone to the US, I could have gone to Europe, I could have gone to Asia probably. You know, I came to Kenya because I felt Kenya was the best place for distant running. You know, as you look at most of the Kenyans, they're on top of the world as far as running the 800 straight up to the marathon. And why not come here? You know, it's very cost efficient to come to Kenya. Why I say that? Because you could come here probably on a little bit of you could come here on a good budget and you could live comfortable. You know, so it was one of the reasons why I came to Kenya, and the other reason was I went to college with some Kenyans, and I used to beat the Kenyans. I mean, destroy the Kenyans, you know. So I had one of my Kenyan teammates. He came to me and he's like, "Hey, O'Neill, I see you. You're a really good runner, and I think for you to get even better, I think you just need to go to Kenya for 1 year." Man, I played with the idea while I was in college, and I never thought about coming to Kenya after I finished college because I was too distracted. You know, when you come to college, you tend to start focusing on getting a job, moving out, getting a car, house, you know, making a bunch of money, and yeah, your mind is not focused on anything containing running. But I used to still run while I was working at Grant Thornton. It's an accounting firm in the Bahamas, well-established accounting firm. I think it's not Grant Thornton anymore, but I think it's Baker Tilly, if I'm not sure. Don't know because I haven't been there in years. But I worked there for like 4 years, and I think it's when I went there in 2009, and I worked there from 2009 to 2013. And in 2013, I decided, hey, let me try this thing, you know, in Kenya. So I took a hiatus from work for 1 year, almost 1 year, it's 8 months. What is, you know, so it felt like 1 year. And I came to Kenya, and I was living with a family, Kitawa family. It was a friend's family from college, and he, you know, he organized it. Um, I stayed there for 5 months, but I just didn't feel comfortable staying with people when I could stay in a camp or stay around athletes. You know, I don't know if that make any sense, but I came to Iten after 5 months of living with the Kilwa family. You know, and I loved Iten. I mainly came here because I saw Mufara was training in Iten, and I went to the camp, Lona Camp. It's a camp right about 300 meters from where I'm staying right now. And he used to come here every day. Sorry, not every. We used to train most every day with Mofara, and he was a cool guy. So I said, man, hey, this is where all athletes are. Let me stay in E10. Okay. So I stayed in E10, and when I went back home after the 8 months, I said, you know what? I said we could work as human beings. We could work most of our lives, but we never get to live. You know, I said to myself, hey, let me pursue my dream of representing my country, and when I'm done, when I'm retired, then I could go back into doing accounting work. You know, so I came out to Kenya. You know, I every year I'll come to Kenya either 6 to 8 months of the year, and I'll stay here, train here, and go back home and try to represent my country. You know, not try, but represent my country no matter where I go. You know, I've run the 800 straight up to the marathon. You know, I'm pretty good. I was pretty good in track now, but now I've moved to the road. I run the half marathon now, and I run the marathon. And I'm currently the national record holder in the marathon for the Bahamas. You know, and I'm the only guy who runs the marathon. Uh, right now I'm sub elite. I'm not elite. I've only run the marathon for basically 2 years. I started in 2017, and I ran the marathon for the first time in Sweden. You know, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into, to be honest. I ran the marathon, and by 35 kilometers, I had to go sit down on the side of the road and catch myself. And I started thinking to myself, why did I even start this? You know, and I ended up finishing the marathon, but not in the time I wanted. I finished the marathon in 3:45 because I basically had to sleep on the side of the road I'm telling you, I got to sleep on the side of the road. That's how tired it was, you know. So I jog, not even jog, basically walk the next 7 kilometers, because that first time, my friend, I don't know, it caught me by surprise. But anyhow, after finishing the Sweden Marathon with a time of 3 hours and 45 minutes, I went to Jacksonville about 3, 4 months later, and I end up doing better, you know, because I started getting used to the marathon, and it wasn't as tough as I thought it was, you know, because I wasn't putting in the distance. I came from track just running 6, 7 miles, and I thought I could do that and get prepared for a marathon. Nope, my friend. We're gonna get into more of the training for the marathon in another video, but this is just giving you all an update of what happened when I went to my first marathon, and I've already cleared that up. My second marathon, I ended up breaking a national record which stood for 18 years, and that was an accomplishment within itself, because I thought maybe if I ran the marathon about 2 or 3 more times, then I could get the record, but I ended up breaking the record on my second run of my first completion of the marathon, you know. So it was a good accomplishment, and I felt good breaking a national record in Jacksonville. And 2018, I didn't run at all. I sustained an injury like most athletes do. We get injuries and we be sidelined, and we try to get therapy and move forward. Now, I'm also going to show you all my way of dealing with therapy. You know, getting massage, icing, just resting. You know, that's my coach always telling me. Wilson Bean is my coach, and he always tell me, if you don't rest now, your body's going to tell you when to rest, and it's going to force you to rest. So, yes. So you got to rest when you start feeling it, and your body tells you it. When you start feeling the knee, when you start feeling the back, when you start feeling any type of pain in your body, stop and just relax. You know, so that was some of the challenges I used to go through. I used to get injured, but anyhow, moving forward, 2018, I did not run at all. I just started running again in 2019 for the marathon. We stick into the marathon, and I went to Kahuna's marathon, you know, in Lithuania. If no one knows where that is, that's way up north in Europe. I mean, far up north in Europe. And I never even heard about the place, but I was looking for a marathon to run, just a low-key marathon, just to run and get in a race. And I went there, and I remember sending the video to my adopted father, Denicio de Aguilar. He's like, "What? No white people, no black people at this race? Only you? So where's the black people?" I was like, "I don't know. I when I was there, I only saw one black guy at one time, one black guy when I was in Lithuania. But it is what it is. I ended up placing third in the race, and you know, it was a good accomplishment, because I probably the first Bahamian to go to international race and place. You know, we have many runners before me who went to international race, probably placed 6th, 5th, 7th, top 10, and that's a good accomplishment. But you know, we have yet to have a Bahamian runner go out, even the U.S., go to Europe, go to Asia and place number 1. You know, but we moving slowly towards that position to being number 1 in an international race. And the people were surprised to know that a Bahamian actually run a distance. I mean, could run that fast in a marathon. You know, so I put the Bahamas on the map, and I ended up coming third. You know, so it was good. Also, I went to Amsterdam. You know, I went to Amsterdam Marathon in 2019, last year, and it was a very sort of, it was planned out to go there to run, but as we all know, everything we plan don't always go accordingly. And when I went to Amsterdam, I caught a little hiccup. You know, the hiccup was, first when I booked my ticket to go from LD to Nairobi, I ended up booking it in the morning. So in my mind, I thinking, oh yeah, the flight is at 7 o'clock p.m. It was 7 o'clock a.m. Missed my flight in the morning. The people tried to call me. I wonder who this person calling me at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to sleep for 7 p.m. in the afternoon. So I hang the phone on them. So when I go into the airport, they say, oh, your flight is already left. I say, what? I said, oh my goodness. I said, if I miss this flight, I can miss the next flight. I already spent so much money on that flight. So they said you could book another ticket, and it's going to cost you additional funds. I said, oh my God, this is actually eating into the funds that I have to go to Amsterdam. I let that go. So I got to the airport in Nairobi. I'm about to go to through immigration. So ladies like, so you go in there for a month. I say, a month? What are you talking about? I look at my passport. I see uh, November 21st. Initially, I was supposed to be returning on October 21st. I was like, oh my God, another mistake. And I can't even change the ticket because it's 24 hours the cancellation, and it's already like about several hours before we got on the plane. So I told her, don't worry about it. When I get there, I'll change it when I get in Amsterdam. I went to Amsterdam. Next hiccup. I went to the hotel. I had a friend, Glenn Bean. He booked my hotel, and he told me, look, everything's straight. Just go, and you'll be okay. And I tell him, okay, everything's straight. You already booked it. I already get everything. So I went to, I don't even know. It's like a 2-star hotel. It's not even a 3 or 4 star. I can't believe I even booked this place. So I went to the hotel and I talked to the gentleman who's supposed to be the clerk. I don't know. I don't even know what he is. It was weird. So I talked to him. He's like, okay, I see your name, blah, blah, blah. And we need the credit card. I said, what? Credit card? I said, I thought we already booked the ticket. Booked the room. He's like, no, we need a credit card or we need cash. At the time, I only have money for food. I didn't know because I thought the room was already booked. That went through. So I tell Glenn, look here, don't even worry about it. Let me go back to the airport. Let me sleep in the airport because this doesn't make no sense. I have issues for a little while, and I've been asking the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture for help, the B3As, the BOC, everyone who's supposed to be, helping athletes them out when they need the help because we represent the country along with representing ourselves. So I'm talking to them while I'm in McDonald's. And I say, you know what, don't even worry about it. I'm just going to go to the airport and I sleep in the airport. Mind you, I'm carrying a big bag on my back. I have all my shoes, I have my energy drink, I have my clothes, I have everything you could think about in the bag that you need to run. So I walking around all day with this bag. I said, man, Glenn, this ain't making no sense. Boom, I going back to the airport, sleeping in the airport. Security come, hey, why are you in the airport? I just saw you here yesterday. I said, look, yeah, I have a race on Sunday. I explained the situation to him. He said, okay, cool. So 2 days go around. I said, you know what, tomorrow's the race. Tomorrow's the race. Let me just try my hand. Because I'm here already. I can't do nothing but just stop the race, just run, and then if I feel too tired, I'm going to stop. I end up running the whole race. Breaking the national record, sitting on the ground, looking at the clock. I was like, oh my goodness, really? I slept in the airport 2 nights. I carry around this bag because you cannot leave the bag on the ground, because either the security is going to come and take it and either burn it, or if they even find a person who it belongs to, then I'm going to be stuck in holding because they're going to figure out why you leave this bag, what's in this bag, and a lot of other stuff, So I took the bag with me everywhere I went. Even when I left the airport to go back into town and to look for food and what's not, although they had food in the airport, Burger King. That's the only thing I saw in the airport, but I didn't want Burger King every day. So I broke the national record. I came back home, and even after breaking the national record last year, I asked the Ministry of Sports for assistance. Well, like I say, if you're working for a company, I don't expect them to pay you once and then let you be on your way. That's like me going this week, and we know we have 52 more weeks in the year. So they pay me one day, and they say, look, yeah, that's you for the rest of the year. Figure out yourself. And that's how I feel that the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture is doing. I even asked the B3As to help me out. The B3A is supposed to be, for the athletes. This just earlier this year, I asked them for $1,000, but they rather pay for me to go to Canada to run a race and pay for food and what's not, and that costs probably over $3,000. But I just asked them, I just want $1,000. Can you give me $1,000 to assist with my training? I didn't get that, so it's very difficult. And mind you, that's way before the pandemic. Don't think it's because the pandemic they couldn't help and now it's kind of difficult. No, it's before the pandemic. It's been years now. I've been asking for assistance, and trust me, they just been giving you a runaround. They will give you the runaround a year in, year out. I'm at the end of my career right now. I don't think I'm gonna be around too much longer. But if I do run pretty well, like 210 to 209, I will stick around for 2 more years. But that's yet to be seen. That's yet to be seen. Because with everything you do, it's always financial. From paying coaches, from eating, from transportation, from rent. Everything you do is financial. And they think because I come to Kenya, I have money. Nope, I don't. I depend on my family, which is my adopted mother. I depended on my adopted father, Denisio Diagla. I don't know if they thinking that he always gives me money. That's not the case. Don't. I think it's a mindset. That's all it is. And friends and other people. They can see and they believe in me, so they help me out. So I don't want to rant on too much. This is just something I want you guys to know what I'm going through. And anything you feel like you want me to tell you, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be straight up with everybody. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. If you need me to tell you what's going on with me while I'm in Kenya, while I'm training, anything, it's okay with me. Anyway, guys, this is the end of the video. If you like the video, share it, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm gonna see you on the next video. Alright, take it easy.